Backstage, Blue Note, Basia, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. Welcome back on board.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here again.
It's a real pleasure to meet you again. I met you a number of years ago with
Yes,
Matt Bianco.
That's right.
I've just had a couple of glasses of wine. I've just seen your show here at the Blue Note. What a joy.
Oh, thank you so much. It was unexpected slightly because the first show always is a little bit quieter. And today the audience really was determined to have fun, I think. And that's why it was so nice.
Sunday night, I think people are ready for fun.
Exactly. I think it's a day off that helps also people relax much more. And you know, I feel it from people. And that's why I get more relaxed and the atmosphere gets better.
It's nice. It was very quiet. It was acoustic. I was very surprised. It was a very Latin, very chilled, very nice acoustic show. I almost want to whisper now.
Yes, well, exactly. Economic times also forced us to minimize on the band, but I wasn't sure even if we should do our songs in this smaller version, but people convinced me to try, and now I don't regret because at least you don't have to constantly fight with loud drums behind your head, and it's quite actually it's very nice. We have a very nice band, and I enjoy playing with them. But I think the next time we're planning another tour in the spring next year, and I think we will have at least 2 or 3 people more because it really limits the amount of the type of songs you can do. We had to give up on some of the louder ones with big horn sections, for example, only because it's only 6 of us on stage.
And a nice combination of people. I've got to mention as well, you've worked with these people for a number of years, except that you have the new guitarist. That was very nice.
Right.
But your 2 backing vocalists, it's the first time I've seen them live, and I was like, wow, they sound like Basia.
That's the reason that I work with them, because when I looked for singers, somebody recommended them, and they lived in Mauritius. They live in Mauritius, so they're miles from England, and they sent me a little CD with the recording of "Baby You're Mine," and I listened to it for 15 seconds, and I was convinced that it was me. I couldn't believe that they made such an identical sound to me. Whoever they listen to, they are so musical. They're twins, identical twins. And they've got such a knack for copying people, and also they happen to love our music, which is amazing. So we are very tight combo. I can't work without them.
Well, it was really fun because you gave every band member a chance to present what they do really well.
Yes.
But is it scary or threatening working with people who sound just like you?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm flattered. I really was flattered, and the girls are quite known, for example, in Mauritius, and I know that when they play on the hotels, because mainly they work in the hotels. They're very posh hotels there, and they do some of my songs, which is really flattering. And we have over the years we became such good friends that absolutely no thread doesn't come into it at all. But because of that, I go on holidays to Mauritius sometimes.
Nice.
It's fantastic.
Well, tell us about Mauritius then.
I'll tell you, I mean, this is such an amazing place, and I see it every few years, and I'm happy to say that every time I go there, the island seems much better off. Maybe that's tourism really helping them. The first time we went there, there was definitely a third world country, you understand? And now there's no homelessness, there's no begging, the roads are very good, hotels are absolutely incredible, of course, and the whole place looks like a really happy place. I really recommend Mauritius for holidays to people, really seriously.
Actually, I've been lucky enough to interview Bluey from Incognito a number of times, and of course Bluey's from Mauritius.
Absolutely, and the girls are very good friends with him because they all know each other because they come from Mauritius. So yes, Bluey is another representative. I don't know anyone else from Mauritius, just those 3.
You work as Basia, you also work with Matt Bianco. Is that a very different experience for you?
Not really, because especially on the second album that we did 4 years ago as Matt Bianco, my role is exactly the same, really. I still help with writing and producing and sing, of course, but I definitely take a little bit of a back place in the band because I'm 1/3 of the band, obviously, so it's a different situation. Here I pretty much decide about everything that's going on, although musically, of course, I always share my work with Danny White. I feel freer working on my own, I must say. Although I love Matt Bianco, it's always fun. Actually, today you didn't, because you see, the first show is always a bit shorter, and because of that, we didn't sing half a minute, which I normally sing in the show, which is of course Matt Bianco's song. So in the second show, I will do it again.
Favorite place on stage, in the studio, writing music? What do you love about your job?
Well, I love working live. I think there's also the social aspect, that you have friends and people with you, and it's like being on a holiday camp, being together, having a laugh, having dinners together. That I love. But I absolutely love actually creating songs, because this is the most moving time for me. Making up something out of nothing. You stare at the blank page and you stare at the computer where there's nothing on it, and you have to fill it up, and you put all your heart and your experiences into it, and it becomes a song. And then when people like it, it's nothing better than that. That people can respond to what you felt recording it, which is really amazing. I think that's the most gratifying experience. Yeah.
Well, I think you had a nice crowd here in Tokyo tonight. You've been here a number of times. What do you love about Tokyo? Oh
gosh, I tell you, I think that I must have, in my previous lives, I must have been Japanese, because I really feel at home here. This is I cannot explain. I always tell people about it. It's not just food, which I absolutely adore, and in England I always go to Japanese restaurants, but it's the whole atmosphere of this country. I love the politeness, and I love how everything is well organized, and I feel completely relaxed here, like nowhere else. I can't explain. It feels like being at home.
Oh. Well, then quickly in return, if your Japanese friends came to the UK, where would you take them? Where do you love in the UK?
Well, London is very exciting because there's so many things to... Of course, it all depends what you're interested in. But I happen to be interested in the things that London has to offer. For example, theatre, the amazing sightseeing, the whole historical side of London is wonderful. We've got better and better restaurants now, and the food is really...
All right, good. Please.
Because once people complained about food in England, and now it really improved. Especially London has the most versatile and international cuisine, and Japanese restaurants are pretty good too. Thai, Indian. There's lots of influences, of course, from people who come and live in England. So I think that I could really fill up. Well, actually, what am I saying? I don't have to even speculate, because I constantly have friends visiting, and I always have to organize the program for them, things to do in London or around. And I take them outside of London too. But in London, I always have something to do, especially if somebody speaks English. That also, of course, helps.
Finally, Sayoko, I think you're going to have to ask a question here. I'm loving Basia's nails. Have you noticed?
What colour is it? Is it black?
I have to admit to you something. Up till yesterday,
yes,
they were navy blue. Because I was wearing something which was actually... And today, on that navy blue, I put like a very, very dark red. So it actually looks... it's like almost like dark cherry, kind of. Much darker than yours, you see.
It goes well with what you're wearing today, the black dress.
Exactly. I was thinking that, it has to kind of work. I mean, if I had very pale nails, I would have to wear something lighter, I think. Anyway, let's be babbling about girly things.
Yeah, you girls can talk about that. Well, it's been a real pleasure. You're in between two shows here at the Blue Note. We'll let you get back on stage. Basia, it's such a pleasure to meet you. Thanks.
Thanks so much. I'm always happy to be here. I'm always happy to talk to you.
Yay! Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, girls and boys. Thank you.